Well, look at what we got here. It's a Compaq EVO Pentium 4 running Windows XP. It's not mine. It belongs to an elementary school, and it was donated by the Computers for Schools Foundation. And basically one of the elementary school students set up a password on this computer by mistake and doesn't even remember the password, so now it can't get into the computer. Well, I'm just going to format it and put Windows XP on again. You know, I'm not going to bother wasting my time finding a crack and cracking the password and stuff. I'm just going to format it and wipe it clean. I did have one of these computers at one time. I sold it for 40 bucks. It has rubber pads on here, like on this side, so you can lay it flat on the desk like a desktop computer. And people would be like, well, it won't be a desktop computer when its CD drive is sideways. Well, on this model, you can take the CD drive out, gotta take this thing out, and you have to take the floppy drive out, and you can turn it sideways. So that way the CD drive can be right here, floppy drive can be right there, and you can put this thing down here. So yeah, that's why they call the Compaq EVO desktop / tower. Yep, exactly the same as the one I had. Very nice of the Computers for Schools Foundation. Yep, exactly identical to the one I had. So all I have to do is just put a Windows XP CD and then reformat the hard disk and put a new operating system on. And that shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so I finally got this thing to work properly. Every time when I were to put the Windows XP CD inside the drive, it would spin up and then it would ask me to push any key to boot to the CD, so I pressed a random key, started loading the files, and then while it was formatting the hard drive, the computer just shut off. And it kept doing that, and I don't know why. And I realized it was the CD drive and it was the floppy drive, and for some reason those two were causing the machine to shut off. So I had to connect a external CD drive in order to make this work. Very weird, because I did have one of these computers at one point and I sold it, but I've never had to deal with this problem before. That's very weird. Another interesting thing about this Compaq model is that it does not have the drivers for Windows XP. There's no sound, no Ethernet, no nothing. As you can see, colors are very crappy. Well, thank God I have a driver CD for it. I forgot to give this to my customer when I sold them the Compaq EVO that I had. I was chasing them down the street, waving a CD in my hand, letting them know that you forgot something. Oh well, they drove off. Thank God they didn't stop, because I didn't know I would have to fix another Compaq. Hey, saves me time. I don't have to go on the internet and download a lot of drivers for it. And it is 4:01 in the morning. Oh well, not bad. So I will have to wait until this whole thing is done, and then we're gonna install all the drivers for it. And guaranteeing that all these drivers will work, because this computer's doing the exact same thing as what my other Compaq EVO was doing. So we'll be right back after when this is all done. Okay, so we are all done the installation. Yeah, there's no color, so it's a bummer. Look how rough that coloring is. You know, that's really stupid by the fact that the Computers for Schools Foundation didn't send the driver CDs with the computers. There are two different types of this model. There's the desktop, and there's the desktop slash tower, and this one is the desktop slash tower, which has driver issues with Windows XP. The desktop, however, can find the drivers no problem. Oops, I'm using the wrong mouse again. Okay, so obviously my display settings are not too well. Would you like? No. Wow, that's really low. Only 4 colors. And we got a screen resolution of only 640 by 480 pixels. Okay. Well, I've seen enough. Let's update the drivers. As if I can get the stupid tape off this so I can open the case. Yep, I reburned a copy of Windows XP because the other disk was low scratched. So it's a new copy. And it did say burn, that the CD burned successfully. And I had to burn the CD using my trusty Dell, because my Acer is still having problems with the DVD drive. Okay, so now it's auto playing. Let's start with video because I can't stand looking at this. This reminds me of Windows 95 and 98. No color. Yep, I accept the agreement. Next, next, and we wait. I obviously had to take the clock battery out, so it says it's 12:36 a.m. although really it's 4:15 a.m. It's installing version 6.14.10.3242. I'll stop the video and continue after when it's done. Okay. Let's see if we have color now. And yes, we do. Nice color. And a high screen resolution. And we'll be right back. Okay, so now we have color. Let's do the audio. Next. I accept the license agreement. Next. And it's going to install that as well. next. And I'll stop recording and then continue when it's done. Okay, so I'm going to restart the computer and I should hear the log off sound. Yep, that works too. Be right back. Okay, so we have restarted. Let's see if the sound works. I do hear sound, but it's not loud enough. I wonder why. I can hear it. It says everything's hooked up correctly, but I don't understand why it's not loud enough. Oh well. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that it's working, and yeah. And all I have to do now is just install the network driver, and we're almost out of time because my camera card's almost full. So if the camera stops filming, then that's a sign that time's up.